Hi guys, and welcome to day 2 of 28 days of Yoga with Kirsty. Today's flow is all about flexibility. Now there's something in this flow for pretty much every part of the body, but if I'm being completely honest with you guys, the main focus of this flow is for hips, glutes and legs. Now there will be something for everybody, as I said, but if you are especially tight in those areas, this flow will hopefully help you with that. It's designed to basically get rid of any tension that we're holding in those areas and increase flexibility like the name says. So grab onto some water, have it nearby if you need it, honour your body for where it's at today, don't force yourself to do anything if it's not feeling good, take a step back, a breather if you need to. If you have a mat, roll it out, get ready to go, otherwise make space in a comfy area of a room of your choice. Without further ado, let's get flowing. Let's increase our flexibility with Flowing for Flexibility today. So starting in your comfy seated positions, whatever they are for you today, hands wherever comfortable, maybe on the knees or in your lap, shoulders back and down, and let's focus in on the breath. Good, so every inhale, we're breathing into the balloon in our bellies, allowing them to fill up. And every exhale, slowly releasing. And perhaps today with every breath we're taking, we're allowing those inhales and exhales to slowly get longer and longer. Breathing in, breathing out. It's just taking a little bit of time today to catch up with our body, our breath and our mind. So really tuning in to how each breath is feeling, filling up that balloon and slowly releasing. Good. And maybe with every inhale we're making now, we can imagine we're just growing that little bit taller through the spine, through the crown of the head, reaching up. And maybe with every exhale, we're imagining each part of our body that's connected with the mat, growing roots into the ground, helping us to feel strong, connected and grounded, but feeling tall and light at the same time. Just breathing in, breathing out, taking a few more breaths here just to arrive at your mat, arrive ready for your yoga practice. Tuning in with the breath and noticing how you are feeling today. Good. Lovely. Nice. Okay, as you next exhale, I'd like you to draw the chin in towards the chest. Let the head get heavy. Maybe we rest here, maybe we interlace the fingers underneath our head and scoop them up and over to rest them on our nape of our neck. Almost as if we're guiding gravity just to focus on that area by our neck. So we're not pulling down, we're just assisting gravity to know to focus on our necks today. Maybe we're comfortable with the elbows spread wide, or perhaps you want to exhale and bring those elbows to meet under the head. Good, 2 more breaths. As you next inhale, gently peel hands all the way off the head, head returns all the way to center. Good. From here, taking the right ear to the right shoulder, scooping the right hand up and over and gently placing it on top of the head by the left ear. Again, we're guiding gravity just to focus on this area of our head and our necks here. Maybe this feels like enough of a stretch in the left side of your neck, or perhaps you want to take the left hand down to the mat next to you, maybe walking the left hand away. If that feels nice, stay there. Perhaps you want to reach the left hand up off of the mat, maybe even reaching it all the way up towards the ceiling. Nice big stretch. Breathing in, breathing out. Nice. As you exhale, bring that left hand back towards the knee, remove the right hand from the head and head comes all the way to center. Good, switching over. So we're going to bring the left ear to the left shoulder, stretching out the right side of our neck now. Left hand scoops all the way up and over, gently resting by the right ear. Again, maybe the right hand falls down to the mat now. Maybe we walk the hand away a little bit. Maybe it even lifts up off of the mat, maybe all the way in line with the shoulder. You choose where you're feeling your stretch the best today. 2 more breaths. Good. Lovely stuff. Okay, as we inhale, next hand reaches up off of the head, head comes to center, and return hands to the knees. Walk the hands down those calves just a little bit, the shins, and wrap the hands round. As you inhale, squeeze those shoulder blades together behind you and look up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, tuck the chin in towards the chest, round through the spine, and sink back, rounding through. Inhale, we open up the chest again. Shoulders squeeze together, we look up. As we exhale, we round through. So just rocking backwards and forwards a couple more times with your own breath. Good. Breathing in and breathing out. Good. As we next inhale, come all the way back to neutral. Take the hands underneath the knees, bring the knees together, and we're rolling over onto all fours now to our tabletop position. So bringing those knees underneath the hips, the hands under those shoulders. We're just going to warm up the wrists a bit again. So rocking forwards, back, side to side, round in circles. If you want to turn the fingertips to point in any direction, maybe towards the edges of the mat, maybe around towards the knees, perhaps one at a time or both together, you're welcome to do so. And basically we're just moving those hands, the wrists in any way that is feeling productive for us today. And feeling like we're getting that stretch out in those wrists, an area we don't often stretch much, but they are used quite a bit in yoga and in our everyday lives. So breathing in, breathing out. Good. And slowly we're going to return all the way back to our neutral position, fingertips pointing towards the top of the mat, and spread really nice and wide, gripping into the mat with our fingertips. I'd like you to just tuck those toes under behind you and slowly see if you can peel the knees up off the ground, sending the tailbone towards the sky. Maybe we're up really high on our tiptoes. Maybe we're really bent into those knees. But as always, I'd like to try and keep a straight spine in your down dog. The spine's way more important than trying to have straight legs here or the feet touching the mat. So we want the tailbone as high as we can go. The gaze is typically towards the big toes, maybe through the legs. Just having a play with where it's comfortable to look. Maybe it's looking directly towards the toes or straight through. So maybe we're walking out here for a couple more breaths, breathing in, breathing out in our down dog. Good. Okay. As you next inhale, I'd like you to bend into the knees, look towards the fingertips, and slowly walk the feet towards the hands. We're taking about a hip width wide stance here, but if you need to take it wider, that is fine to do. So we're going to bend into those knees as much as we need to. Let the head hang heavy. And slowly inhale, we peel all the way up to standing. Head is the very last thing to come up to the top. Shoulders roll back and down when you get there. Palms turn towards the front. Good. As we inhale, we're scooping hands out to the side, reaching up towards the ceiling. Look to the fingertips. As you exhale, keep hands in prayer, and we're drawing a line down the center of our body, folding forwards as we go. Release the hands down to the mat, let the head hang heavy. Maybe we bend into one knee here and straighten the other leg, just walking the legs out. Maybe we've got a big bend, and that's okay. Maybe the hands are on the shins instead of the ground. So just make this work for you today. Just walking out the backs of those legs, feeling the stretch along the back of the body. Good. Okay, come to stillness when you are ready. As you next inhale, bring those hands to those shins, coming to a halfway lift, our flat back. Apologise for the lights slowly going out. As we exhale, we're folding forwards, hands to the mat. Step, hop, or jump back to your plank. Good. Lower the knees down to the mat if you need to. As we exhale, lower all the way down to the ground. Maybe taking the forearms to the mat again like we did yesterday. Maybe the hands come either side of the body, or maybe we push into the tops of the feet, lifting the hips up off the ground. As you exhale, chin to chest, all the way back to your downward facing dog. Walking out here as much as you need to, nice deep breaths. So again, we're supporting that back. Maybe we're even hugging that belly button in towards the spine to really support the back muscles here. We're trying to keep a nice long spine. Breathing in, breathing out. Good. Okay, when you're ready, I'd like you to come back to stillness. Inhale, bend into the knees, look towards the fingertips. Step, hop, or jump the feet to the hands. And inhale, hands to shins, find your flat back. Good. Exhale, we fold forwards, hands to the mat. And inhale, rise. Nice, strong, powerfully. Hands up overhead. Look to the fingertips. And exhale, lower hands down through heart center in prayer. Release the hands either side of the hips. Let's go one more time. Inhale, scoop hands up to the side, looking to the fingertips. Exhale, lower hands down through heart center in prayer, folding forwards. Maybe taking a few breaths to walk the legs out here if it feels nice for you. Good. One more. Good. Coming back to stillness. Inhale, hands to shins. Find your flat back. As we exhale, we fold forwards. Keep the left foot where it is and step back with the right foot. Lower the right knee to the mat. And we're gently rocking forwards and back, coming to our half splits and our runner's lunge. So we're lowering the bottom down to the back heel. And we're bending into that front knee as we're leaning forwards. Good. So play around here. What feels nice for you? Maybe we're rounding through the spine and that feels good, that's fine. But perhaps as we're sitting back, we can really focus on trying to keep a straight spine here. That's a nice one to play around with as well. So we're going to take 2 more breaths, nice deep ones, playing with whatever feels good for you in your body here. Good. And when you're ready, inhale, we're leaning into that front foot, tucking the back toes under, hands come to the mat, peel the knee up off the ground, and step the front foot to the back to come to our plank again. Maybe we lower the knees down to the mat, maybe we keep them lifted. As we exhale, we lower down, and inhale to your choice of a back bend. Good. Exhale, chin to chest, all the way back to your downward facing dog. Walking it out here as much as you need to for just a few more breaths. Again, maybe we're trying to hug that belly in towards the spine. Maybe we're looking to the toes, maybe we're looking straight ahead through the feet. Good. Okay, come to stillness when you're ready. Inhale, bend into the knees, up towards the fingertips, step, hop, or jump the feet to the hands. And inhale, hands to shins, flat back. As we exhale, we fold forwards, hands towards the ground, weights towards those front big toes. And inhale, scoop up, nice, strong, powerfully, hands up overhead, look to the fingertips. And exhale, lower hands through heart center. Release the hands either side. One more time. Inhale, scoop all the way up, look to those fingertips. Exhale, prayer hands or swan dive this time. We turn the palms away from each other and go swimming as we lower down towards the ground. Walking it out here for a few breaths again if it feels nice for you. Breathe in, breathe out. Good. As we next inhale, hands come to shins, we find our flat backs. Exhale, we fold forwards, hands to the mat, keep the right foot planted, step back with the left. Lower the back knee down to the ground, untuck the toes and walk back, lowering the bottom towards the heels. And then leaning forwards, coming to our half lunge, half splits and runner's lunge. So just breathing in, breathing out. And maybe we're pausing in certain places that feel good. Maybe we're continuously walking through it. Maybe we are trying to not use our hands to get through and just using our muscles. Active movement, active mobility. So we're going to take 2 more breaths and just exploring whatever's nice for us today. Good. As we next inhale, the weight's coming into that front knee. So the right knee, hands framing that front foot, tuck the back toes under, peel the knee up off the ground, step back to plank or lower the knees down if you want to. As we exhale, we lower down through chaturanga and inhale to your choice of back bend. Good. Exhale, chin to chest, all the way back to your downward facing dog. Okay, so we're just breathing in, breathing out here. Nice deep breaths. Good. Nice. Okay, from here what we're going to do is take our weight into the right foot and try to peel the left foot towards the ceiling. As we exhale, bend the knee and try to bring the knee towards the nose, so knee to nose. And then take the foot on the outside of the left hand. From here, we're lowering that back right knee down to the mat, untucking the toes, and this might be where we stay. This is a version of lizard lunge already. So you might be feeling a stretch on the inside of the thigh and the back of the left thigh. This might be perfect for where we need to be. If you want to go a step further, we could maybe try to lower or send the knee on the right leg towards the back of the mat a bit more. So tucking the toes under and try to wiggle the knee back. Maybe we lower down onto the forearms. Maybe we tuck the back toes under, peel the knee up off the ground and allow the hips to sink. Again, maybe we lower down onto our forearms from here. Maybe we flex the front foot, so the left foot, and slowly push the knee out towards the edge of the mat. So any option you're fancying doing. Going to take 2 more breaths here. Breathing in, breathing out. Good. Okay, inhale. If you're on your forearms, rise back up onto the hands. If the knee is on the ground, tuck the toes under, lift it up off the ground. And we're going to slowly send that left foot towards the back of the mat. So maybe we're walking it back, or maybe we can lift it up, send it back, and then send the tailbone nice and high, coming back to down dog. Walking out here for a couple of breaths. If you need more of a break, lower the knees to the mat. It's okay to take a break whenever you need one. Good. Okay. When you're ready to go into lunge or lizard lunge on the other leg, send the weight into the left foot, peel the right foot to the ceiling, bend the knee, bring the knee towards the nose, and then take the foot to the outside of the right hand. Good. So we can keep the knee lifted here, the back knee if you want to, or exhale, lower it down to the mat. This might be where we stay. Good. Breathing in, breathing out. Or perhaps from here what we want to be doing is lowering down onto our forearms. Maybe walking that back knee back a little bit more. Maybe that's not quite where we want to be. Maybe we want to tuck the back toes under, peel the knee up off the ground and lower down. Or stay up, your choice. Maybe we want to flex that front foot to engage the muscles. So we want to connect the ankle, the knee, and the hip all together. Take the right hand to the inside of the right knee and open up the leg to the side of the room. Good. Whatever choice you go for, we're holding there for about 2 more breaths. Breathing in, breathing out. Good. Okay, as you next inhale, rise back up onto the hands if you're on your forearms. If your back knee is lower down, tuck the toes under and slowly either walk the right foot back towards the left leg or lift it up and send it back. Lower the knees down to the mat. Keep the big toes touching. Send the bottom all the way down towards the heels, coming to our child's pose today. So resting the forehead to the mat and just chilling out here. You're going to breathe in, breathe out. Let your body have a bit of a break. Let your body tell you how you're feeling right now, here in this position. Let your body communicate with you how that beginning bit of the practice has made you feel. We're going to be moving into a slightly different version of the practice now. So just noticing how that standing sequence and those lunges made you feel in your body. Did it feel good? Have you got the energy to be putting it into the next part of the practice? Or would you like to take it a little bit easier now? So it's okay to take it easier if you need to. Just 1 more breath to check in with the body. Check in with the breath. Good. Okay. When you're ready to, the next inhale, let's walk those hands all the way up towards the knees. So you're coming to a kneeling position here as long as it's comfortable. We're going to come to camel pose from here, and you can take any variation of this that you're wanting to do, but I'll talk you through it. Don't worry, I'm not expecting you to get there yourselves. So we're going to take those hands to the lower back, so that flat bit of our lower back. As we inhale, let's squeeze the glutes to lift the bottom up off of the heels, coming to a kneeling position. Now this might be more than enough. You might be feeling it enough in the body. But what I want you to do, if you are going to stay here, and if you're going further, is just squeeze those bottom cheeks together. So I like to call this ugly bottom. So it's those butt cheeks really squeezing in as if we're trying to, I don't know, hold a £5 note if you're from the UK, or £20 or even 50. 50 is more rare. So we've got lots of money. We're holding it in between our bottom. We don't want it to fall. So really squeeze nice and tight. So the hands might be on the lower back, and this might be where we stay. Hugging the belly button in towards the spine too. But if you want to go a step further, imagine there is a string attached to the crown of your head, and we're reaching up nice and tall first. Then from here, as we exhale, we're pushing the hips towards the top of the mat, and slowly we're lifting up through the spine and then leaning back. Maybe the head stays tucked in towards the chest, maybe it drops back. Maybe we're still holding on to that lower back, or perhaps we can take one hand up to the ceiling and then scoop it back towards one of the heels. Maybe we can even take the other one and do exactly the same. Then maybe we drop the head back if it's not already. Good. It's quite hard to talk from there though. It's just breathing in, breathing out. Whenever you're ready to come out of it, we exhale, tuck the chin in towards the chest and slowly try to ripple the bottom down towards the heels and then come back to our child's pose again. So allowing the arms to go nice and long, the forehead to rest towards the mat. Nice deep breath. Good, beautiful guys. Okay, when you're ready, inhale, walk yourself all the way back up to a kneeling position. Take the hands one way, the feet swing round the opposite way, bringing the feet towards the top of the mat and the bottom towards the middle. So we're going to do a few twists here, a few forward folds, and then coming to a nice little meditation at the end. So when you're ready, we're going to do a bent knee version of our forward fold today. So bring those knees in towards your chest, and then give yourself a nice big hug. Good. From here, what we're going to do is walk those heels as far away from you as is comfortable and still try to bring those toes towards the nose. Let the head rest nice and heavy here. Now, if you're anything like me, you'll be feeling a bit of a stretch in the lower back today and maybe in the backs of the legs. From here, maybe you come to a place where you actually want to release the hands and try to grab onto the feet instead. Or maybe you want to keep hugging in. It's quite a nice back release there. Just breathing in, breathing out. We're going to take 2 more breaths. Good. Nice. Okay, as you inhale, if your hands are still underneath those knees, just gently walking the heels in towards you. If your hands are now reaching towards the feet, walking yourself all the way back up to stillness, nice and tall. Lovely. From here, we're going to hug that right knee in towards our chest and then draw the right foot to the outside of our left leg. Keep those right toes planted on the mat as best as you can. Let's scoop the right hand behind our backs. We can TP the fingers, which means we're up on the fingertips, or we can have the palm flat on the ground. Your choice, whatever's more comfortable. As you inhale, lift the hands up towards the ceiling, the left hand. Exhale, bend into the elbow, place it on the outside of the right knee. Inhale, lift and lengthen the crown of the head to the ceiling. And as we exhale, we're twisting from the lower spine, head's the last thing to go round. If you can, we're keeping those right toes touching the mat, especially the big toe. And maybe even the left toes are peeling back towards our head, so we're flexing the foot. 2 more breaths, breathing in, maybe lifting up a little bit taller, and exhale, twisting a little bit deeper. Good, 1 more. Good. As we next breathe in, the head's coming all the way back to the front, releasing the arms and sending them over towards the left. Bending into the elbows as if we're trying to smell the floor and then bouncing back up, releasing those hands and releasing that right foot. Good, other side. So the left knee's coming in, placing it on the outside of that right leg and toes are staying nice and flat. We can even bring in those right toes towards the nose now. We're scooping the left hand behind the back. Again, either TP fingers or hands flat, your choice. Inhale, right hand to ceiling, bend at the elbow, place on the outside of that knee. Inhale, we lift and lengthen, and exhale, we twist from the lower spine. Head's the last thing to go round. So every inhale, we might be growing a bit taller. Every exhale, perhaps we're looking a bit further, sinking a bit deeper. Or perhaps we're coming out of it a little bit more. Maybe we've gone too far. It's honouring your body for where it's at right now, what feels good. We're nice and tall in the spine, the chest is open. 1 more breath. Inhale, head comes all the way back to the front, the arms follow, and we lean over towards the right side this time. Sniffing the carpet or the floor and bouncing back up before releasing that front leg and give yourself a little wiggle. Maybe shake the hands out too if it feels nice for you. Good. Okay, so stay where you are facing the top of your mats, but I'm going to twist so you can see. What I'd like you to do is just cross the left leg underneath and bring the knee in line with the center of your hips. Then we're taking the right knee over the top, trying to stack the knees above one another. If it looks more like this, with the right foot planted on the mat or maybe on the side, that's fine, but keep the foot flexed for me. We're inhaling, lifting and lengthening, whether you look like this or whether the knee is flat, lift and lengthen. And exhale, just see if you can fold forwards a little bit. So we're just folding forwards. And you might be feeling this in the hips, the glutes, the lower back. Maybe we can continue folding all the way forwards, let the head get heavy. Good, we're going to take 2 more breaths here today. Maybe the hands stay where they are, maybe they reach ahead. Good, as we next inhale, gently peeling all the way back up to seated. And you can either move through this gracefully or use your hands. Some of my students are really graceful with this, and they just somehow manage to do this like movement, switching those legs over where the right leg goes underneath, the left leg on top, like they are just demonstrated. But for me personally, I really like just moving my legs with my hands. I just think it's a nicer feeling. Your choice, what you prefer. So the left leg's on top now, right leg's underneath, hands either in front of the feet or behind them. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, we're folding. Letting the head get heavy. Breathing in, breathing out. Lovely jubbly. 2 more beautiful deep breaths wherever you've gone to. Maybe the hands stay where they are. Maybe we reach them ahead. Maybe we do something else that's funky in our bodies that feels good. And that's perfect. 1 more breath. Good. As we inhale next, we're slowly walking all the way back up to seated, lovely and tall. Either yanking yourself into the position or gracefully uncrossing those legs. We're going to take the feet nice and long now and just point and flex the toes a couple of times. Good. Okay. So from here, we are going to make our way onto our backs. There's more flexibility for the legs to follow over the next few weeks. So stay tuned or come back to this video if you need a little bit more. But for the time being, let's carry on with the flow. We're going to walk ourselves down onto our backs for a breath or 2. And then we're going to hug the knees in towards the chest, gently rock side to side in our wind relieving pose. And then what I'd like you to do is take the left foot down to the mat and cross the right ankle over the top of the left knee. The right hand's going to go through the middle. The left hand scoops around the back, interlacing the fingers and bringing that left knee in towards the chest. You should be feeling a stretch in the right glute now. So just going to breathe in here. If you want to add any wiggles, any movements, you're welcome to. Maybe that's pointing and flexing the feet, maybe drawing circles. Maybe it's extending that left foot towards the ceiling and bending into the knee again. Maybe it's swaying side to side, massaging that lower back. Whatever it is, take 2 more breaths. I think 2 is my go-to breath at the moment. We have 2 left to do. Okay, when you're ready, exhale, release the hands from behind the knee, lower the foot all the way to the mat and uncross the legs. Time to switch over. So we're going to keep the right foot planted on the mat. The left foot's going to cross over the top. Take the left hand through the middle of the gap you've created, the right hand round the back. Interlace the fingers and bring the knee in towards the chest. So same again here, maybe we're still, maybe we're pointing, flexing the feet, maybe drawing our circles, maybe extending the right leg, maybe swaying side to side, or maybe there's something else that your body is naturally wanting to do. Listen to it, try it out. If it feels good, keep doing it. If it doesn't, try something else. Good. Let's go with 1 more breath to mix it up here. Okay, when you're ready, exhale, release the foot all the way down to the mat, uncross the legs. And we're going to windscreen wipe our legs from side to side. So just exhale, draw the knees over to the left side, back to center, and over to the right. Now, one of my students asked me recently what the feet are meant to do here. It's okay if they lift up off the ground. They don't have to stay flat. But if you can, try and keep the feet flat for the time being and just roll to the edges of the feet. So when we're rolling the knees over to the left, we'll be on the outer edge of the left foot and the inner arch area of the right, back to center, and then it switches over as we lean the other way. But if that doesn't feel good, adjust your body so you can do this movement in a way that does. Good. 2 more breaths. I've gone back to 2. Nice. Okay, last one. And all the way back to center. And today we're going to do a seated meditation to end our practice. So hugging the knees in towards the chest and maybe taking a few rocks here or walking yourself up if you need to. So you're going to slowly rock all the way up, maybe getting a little bit of a massage here or just walking yourself up if you'd rather. Now you can face towards the top of your mat or you can turn sideways like I have done to get nice and comfy here. So coming back to our easy seated pose or whatever position is comfortable for you to sit in, just for a little round of breathing, just to find stillness in the body again. Now, you can have hands in laps, hands on the knees, palms up or down. But what I like to do in seated meditation is take one hand, doesn't matter which, to the belly and the other one to the heart. So typically, I'd like to take right hand to the heart as I find that's more comfortable. But if you prefer the left, that's fine to do. If the eyes aren't already closed today, let's just take a moment to close them, resting them gently shut. And maybe the lips are slightly parted today, which means we can breathe in through the nose, filling up the balloon in our belly and feeling that hand on the belly push towards the top. And as we breathe out, either through the nose or through that gap between the lips, the belly deflates, the hand moves closer towards the spine. So every inhale, we're breathing in, and every exhale, slowly breathing back out. So just noticing how the body is feeling now. Sorry. Noticing how the breath is making you feel. Noticing how the body is feeling after that amazing practice you just did. Hopefully you're feeling good in your body. You found some amazing things in your body today. Just breathing in, breathing out, and trying to get comfortable and still. The eyes gently shut, the teeth unclenched, the jaw just resting, the shoulders back and down, away from the ears, filling up the balloon in our bellies and slowly releasing. So from here, maybe you've already found what you want to focus on. Or perhaps we can go into a bit of imagery here. As we're breathing in, I'd like you to imagine that we're filling up our heart with a beautiful light, a color of whatever light you want it to be. But that light is growing stronger and stronger and brighter with every breath you're taking, until that color in your heart can spread more and more, and eventually reaching down to that hand on the belly, spreading across the whole body, now down the legs, slowly all the way to the feet, up the body, the chest, the neck, the back, the arms, the head, until you are glowing this gorgeous bright color. Every breath you're taking is just getting stronger and stronger, brighter and brighter. This almost positive beam of light, almost a protection barrier. Your own personal bubble of brightness, of happiness, and a color that just speaks to you today, a color straight from your heart. Breathing in, breathing out. Good. And that color is going to stay there, that brightness will stay there for you to use throughout the day. Well, when you're ready, let's bring those hands to heart center in prayer. Rub those hands together, create friction, and when they're super duper warm and about to start a fire today, let's part them and place them over our closed eyelids. Allow the heat from our hands to warm up our eyes and slowly blink them open. Part the fingertips, let more light in, and when they've adjusted, exhale hands all the way down to heart center in prayer. Good. So maybe we find a happy thought here. If you fancy doing lotus flower movement like we did yesterday, you are welcome to. Otherwise, just take a moment to focus in on those hands in prayer. Focus in on a happy thought, something you're grateful for today. Maybe it's your protection barrier, your beautiful color surrounding you, your aura. But when you're ready, I'd like you to blossom to your lotus flower. So keeping the pinky fingers and thumbs together and parting the 3 middle fingers. And just allowing your happiness to spread to others too. Creating more beautiful thoughts and feelings in the world. Your energy is amazing. Hands come all the way back to heart center in prayer. Thank you very much for flowing with me today. Again, I apologise for the lights slowly going out, but hopefully you enjoyed the flow nonetheless. As always, eat well, drink well, sleep well. Namaste.